Nick Corcodilos started headhunting in Silicon Valley in 1979 and has answered over 30,000 questions from the Ask the Headhunter community. In this special Making Sen edition of Ask the Headhunter, Nick shares insider advice and contrarian methods about winning and keeping the right job, on one condition, that you, dear Making Sense reader, send Nick your questions about your personal challenges with job hunting, interviewing, networking, resumes, job boards or salary negotiations. No guarantees, just a promise to do his best to offer useful advice. Question. Some employers like to see proof of a candidate's ability, and they ask for samples of work like reports, designs, or analyses. However, such work could be subject to non-disclosure rules, especially in the fields of technology, finance, and marketing. It seems like a catch-22. If you show work you've done, you might be violating an agreement you have with another employer. Or, if you don't, you might not get the job. What's your suggestion about this? Nick Corcodilos. I like the idea of showing a portfolio of actual work you've done. It's a far more powerful way to show why you're worth hiring than relying on a static resume or, in some cases, an interview. But the question of integrity that you raise is not a simple one, and it cuts both ways. Here are two more catches regarding work samples. How are employers to know whose work is being shown? Maybe it's not the candidate's. Maybe it's lifted from someone else. Or, the employer might ask to see samples as a test of integrity. Is the candidate showing stuff that's confidential? Is the candidate a security risk? An engineer I worked with actually produced sample work for the employer that was interviewing him. This avoided any conflict and allowed the candidate to demonstrate specific skills. It's a great idea, as long as an unscrupulous employer doesn't take advantage to get work done for free. The engineer got the job, by the way. The employer's integrity was solid, so I see two choices. You can invest in a demonstration, where you do some work to show your skills. You might not need to show any tangible materials. Do the demonstration in the job interview. An example is going up to the whiteboard and outlining the method you'd use to perform a particular task. Just don't do so much that it constitutes free work, or set aside material from your job to add to your portfolio as you proceed through your career. Of course, select only material that's not proprietary to your employer. In the first case, you must judge the prospective employer's integrity. In the second, your own. Since you're talking specifically about tangible work samples from old jobs, keep these suggestions in mind. You could use excerpts which, when shown out of context, can do no harm to any employer. Protect confidentiality by showing the samples, but don't leave anything behind. No copies, no notes, no risk. Assemble and maintain your portfolio in advance so you're always ready. The nice thing about showing samples of your work, or doing a live demonstration in a job interview, is that it's more powerful than a resume. It's proof of your ability. For suggestions about how to do a successful demonstration of your abilities in a job interview, please see The Shortcut to Success in Job Interviews. Dear readers, do employers ever ask you for work samples? How do you prove you've done the work required and that you can do it again? Nick Corcodilos invites Making Sense readers to subscribe to his free weekly Ask the Headhunter copyright newsletter. His in-depth, how-to PDF books are available on his website, How to Work with Headhunters, and How to Make Headhunters Work for You. Keep your salary under wraps. How can I change careers? And Fearless Job Hunting. Send your questions to Nick, and join him for discussion every week here on Making Sense. Thanks for participating. Copyright 2018 Nick Corcodilos. All rights reserved in all media. Ask the Headhunter is a registered trademark.